trying to get the tartan better on these ones than the other ones, so decided to do the yellow grid lines smaller, and then put a kind of a Prussian blue in between the grid lines, and hopefully that would look a bit more realistic. So I'm using French blue as the base, as the actual base blue of the kilt, and then I'm using sun yellow to draw the grid lines out, or paint the grid lines on. And then I'm using the Prussian blue, sorry, where is it? Yeah, dark Prussian blue then in between the yellow lines. I don't know if you can see, so you can see just, there you go, just little lines in between that to darken it up. Because looking on Google, the kilt is kind of very dark blue, almost green. So yeah, let's see what it looks like. So the socks are being put in. Yeah, like I say, I haven't got the skill to do the crisscross. Not too bad though. I use Blood Angels Red from a contrast paint from Citadel, because I find that easier to use. And then what I'll do is I'll put some black contrast lines in on the white strapping next, and then put some shading in, and I'll put his arms on. Yeah, reasonably pleased with that. And then I'll just put the boots in, painted the black boots, or kind of, I use Grim Black, I think it is. Yeah, Grim Black speed paint, which I quite like that. It does, it's not too black, if you know what I'm saying. It allows the contrast and the highlights to grin through. So, and then I'll paint the silver studs on the boots going down, the protectors. And then what I've done now is I've kind of painted in where you got all the white strapping. I've just gone round there with a watered down Grim Black, just to put some contrast in. And I've also done that with the gold buckle and the actual decorative finial thing that's hanging off the buckle. Yeah, so I've gone around on the saddle, but on the actual canteen bag, his bread bag, cartridge bag. You know, I've used black contrast all the way around it just to give it some definition. And yeah, it don't look too bad. Now the contrast lines have been put in on the straps. I can now manage to put his arms on. So what I'll do his cuffs shortly, and I'll put some more detail into the musket, and I'll use a kind of a bone white for the strap on the musket, and then gunmetal grey on the forgotten the name of it. Ah dear, brain's gone numb. So there's a brass kind of butt plate on there as well. Yeah. Bayonet. I've put the gunmetal onto the bayonet now, and just to put a little bit more detail into the musket, where you got the trigger
and the flint cock, I think it's called. And then I've used the I think bone white. Yeah, bone white for the strapping on the gun. I think that looks okay. So I've also put in the buttons on the boots. Yeah. So this guy is nearly done. I just need to put some Nuln oil on just to bring out a bit more contrast, and then put his backpack on, and then put his head on. So I've already done the heads. Ready to go. I've been looking at the miniature painter and how he does his heads, and his heads are superb. And what I can't do, I'm not getting the same. I've looked at the tutorial, and I'm not getting the same results. Although these are probably the best I've ever done. So maybe it's just practice. I've done another 4 here. They're the best I've done. I'm pleased with them. They're not as good as some of the other superstars that I'm seeing on the YouTube. But that'll do. It'll do for now. I'll just get better. His head's on now, so and I've done the rest of the detail. And I thought I'd do the other 2 guys. So this guy here, he's the sergeant. He's got the sergeant's pike. He's at the pose receiving cavalry, I think that is. Yeah, so I've got all their backpacks done now, so I'll put them on shortly, and then I'll get it based up. Same as this one. I've got to put a varnish on these, matte varnish. And then that's them done. He's shouting his commands. I'm pleased for the way they turned out. Yeah. I don't know what, you've got the peaks here. The peaks on their bonnets. So this one here and the other 2 got peaks on them. I don't know whether that signifies anything in the ranks at all, or just some of them had peaks and some didn't. I don't know if it means anything, whether they're NCOs or whether they're just normal soldiers. Don't know. If you know, let me know. So that's the Gordons then. So that's the centre company, and what I've been told then is once I put them on the base, so I've got another base here. So I'll base this up here. So I'll have another base here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 20. And if I was to look at this, what's that, 30 there? I should have the flank companies use these flank companies here for the ends, because these guys have got the bird's nest on, so I'll probably just get 8 of these and put them on either end of the regiment. Yeah. So thanks for looking again. If you get enjoyment from it, or if you want to follow along and see how I get on, pop in a subscribe and a like, and then you'll see when and also hit the notification button, and then you'll see when I do another video. But for now, have a great day, and I'll catch you on the next one.